Good morning, everybody. As you may know, I might not look like I'm working right now, but hey, we ran into some technical difficulties. I was using a GoPro on my walks, and for some reason, you might have noticed yesterday it kind of cut off if you were watching the whole thing at the very end. I didn't cut it off. Something happened with the battery. I thought it just needed to be charged. I charged it all day. It's not working anymore. So the GoPro is out of commission. So I wanted to use my phone. The phone has terrible sound volume, and my mic is not working with my phone. So here I am using a different device to record this, and I'm sitting down today, and hopefully I will get my GoPro fixed later today. And so day 5, we'll be back in action on our daily walks. But I'm not. I'm committed. I want to get this done 30 days. It has to be 30 days. So no stopping me now. Yep. So day 4. Let's roll on. It says, "Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment." And excellent quote for Buddha. I've been struggling with focusing on my past and um, wishing things can, have gone better, be better, so forth. But you can't change the past. You can learn from the past, and you can't think too far out in the future, because if you're focused on the past, you're focused on the future. You're forgetting on that present moment. You're forgetting that now, and how to make things the best now. Making good choices now leads to that better future you're looking for. You could dream of the future all you want, but if you don't, you could dream about having a perfect body all you want, but if you sit on the couch all day long, you're never going to get that perfect body, right? It's pretty simple in fitness related terms. A simple question for fitness today is, how important is hydration for overall health? And, hydration is extremely important, especially when our bodies get dehydrated. Muscle breaks down a little bit, it starts to hurt a little bit more. One thing I've noticed, which a lot of people kind of craze, what type of water to drink. Obviously, room temperature water is the best. Your body doesn't have to change the temperature of it to absorb it, and so forth. But I also noticed, I hugely noticed that alkaline water affects my joints, and I feel a little bit better when I drink alkaline water than versus when I just drink purified water. So I'm a big alkaline guy. I have a 5-gallon jug in my house. I always drink alkaline water. I love alkaline water. But also, the importance of hydration isn't just water. The importance of hydration is also your electrolytes, your minerals. I take the daily minerals daily. I also notice when I take my minerals, my body feels a lot better. My nails grow a little bit. My skin's a little bit healthier. So that's part of your hydration as well, which your body needs hugely. And also, if you're into fitness, that's going to help your body recover more quicker, have better levels, so forth. So hydration plays a big part. It's easy subject today. People drink so much, they feel dehydrated all the time. During this time of season, I don't know where you're at, but it's summertime here. It is hot. It's easy to continuously get water intake in. However, our bodies just don't need water. The worst thing for us is sugar. Obviously, yes, we need some natural sugar, get some energy, so forth. But the artificial sweeteners, the sugars that are in all of drinks that we consume play a huge role in our lack of health in our life, because we can hide so much sugar in a drink versus if you put that much sugar in a cookie or something, it would just taste way too sweet, or it wouldn't even make a cookie. There's too much sugar in it, right? So we can hide so much chemicals into liquid where I think that's why a lot of people have issues with. They drink sodas, and what happens? Your body doesn't get that hydration it needs, so it craves more soda, and you end up drinking way too much soda, right? Give your body water. And then after you drink the soda, the water tastes disgusting, all right? So, just stick with water. Drink water every day. Drink milk. Well, some people might be allergic to milk. That might be bad. Has a lot of nutrients, so forth. Drink coconut water. Coconut water is very healthy for you. Drink electrolytes. Put some sodium, potassium. There's even a bodybuilder I follow that puts a tablespoon of salt in his morning water. Just pure salt, which I do the same. I use the element packet sometimes to hydrate in the mornings and so forth. But the best thing that you can do is hydrate, especially in the morning, first thing. Drink your water. Try to delay taking that coffee intake or that caffeine intake for at least an hour after you wake up. So that's just some overall health tips and so forth. Today, the crypto one, we're going to talk about how does a blockchain work, how does it function, so forth. I was wanting to come up with some relatable scenario, that way you can kind of understand kind of how it works. And this isn't the best analogy. This is just one I kind of thought up recently this morning, to give you guys an idea of how a blockchain kind of works. So what I want you to think about is I want you to think about a receipt. You go to the grocery store, you get a receipt after you thing, and what is on there? It's a transaction, right? You have a transaction, a receipt, correct? Imagine the receipt at the end of the day, the manager prints out, and there's hundreds, maybe thousands of transactions on this receipt. Now that's what I want you to kind of think about. That is basically what a block in a blockchain is. It is a receipt of all of the transactions that happened within that block. And the first thing that this receipt has to have is evidence of the previous day's receipt or previous block, right? And so what that does is that creates a chain. I can take this receipt and I can find the previous receipt, and then I can find that previous receipt, and that previous receipt, and that previous receipt. And so that's what creates that chain of receipts or chains of blocks, and that I can always go back to and have evidence of the transactions in that receipt that has happened throughout the lifetime of a blockchain, right? So hopefully that kind of makes sense, right? So it's basically a way of transactions. How do we do it? A block is a receipt of transactions, all right? How this kind of works as well is, how do I know that all of the transactions are legit? Let's just say there's a manager at the store and he prints out this big long receipt and he adds in a couple transactions to take some money and put in his own pocket. How the blockchain works is there's hundreds, thousands, millions of computers and nodes that we call it that are auditing and that are verifying every single block. And if one of the blocks or one of the nodes, one of the computers, which the computer, the node, is acting like a manager, store manager, right? If one of the nodes adds extra transactions, well, that is one verification out of the millions that are needed. So the consensus over the whole network saying, I don't recognize that block, I don't recognize that ledger, I don't recognize that receipt, so it's invalid. It just kicks it out. Nope. And so what happens is you have a whole consensus of networks of nodes that are validating every transaction in each receipt every single minute or 10 minutes, depending on what blockchain you might be using. If you're using Bitcoin, the average block is about every 10 minutes. It can happen in a minute, it can happen in 20 minutes, but we have thousands and actually millions of nodes all across the world verifying every transaction inside that block. And if it's correct, they say, yep, I agree. If it's not correct, they kick that one out. And so that's how the consensus works to verify each block. And the cool thing is once each block is verified, well, that goes into the chain. And the chain, as I said, is connected to the previous block and the previous block and the previous block. And that's how a blockchain works. Now, if I want to know what transaction expired 6 years ago, you might be thinking like, I'd have to find this receipt, and then I would have to find this receipt, and then I would have to find this receipt, and then that receipt, and just keep going back and back and back. The greatest thing is that this is all online. This is all computer based, and within about a half a second, I can find that transaction that happened from 6 years ago, 100,000 blocks ago, instantly, because it's all online, it's all verifiable, and I can have millions of nodes all across the world saying that they verified that transaction, it was good, it happened 6 years ago, and so forth. And it's all organized, um, it's all out there for public information that you and I can verify. And so imagine if our governments, the people we elect, would have to use an accounting system like a blockchain where we can verify everything that happened for its entire existence. And also, we as the people, we as a decentralized network, we as nodes or computer runners can verify everything. And so when one time they try to print extra money or they try to add in transactions, we could say, nope, that's not valid, and they don't get the value that they're trying to steal from us. That would be interesting, and I truly believe that we will see a future with blockchain technology or a decentralized money running the world to power our voice and our votes and so forth. Anyway, that's kind of how blockchain works, and as I just mentioned, vote. You know, it could be so much more than money. Blockchain ties into a voting system as well, which we will definitely see in the future, maybe 10 years, maybe 20 years, maybe 2 years, who knows, when they implement that. And so we can actually verify every single vote instantly, which would be pretty incredible. But anyway, I hope that analogy kind of helps you understand a little bit about blockchain. Today is day 4. It's a beautiful Monday. We have some technical issues. I'm actually going to go head for my walk right now. So, love y'all. Peace.